I recently came across an Instagram post that said, there's no greater pain than realizing how much great art we'll never get to witness because people don't chase their dreams. And it got me thinking about this idea. In life, you have almost an endless amount of paths that you can take. And one of those paths is the optimal path. And it's not even just about the optimal one, but some paths are just far more optimal on sort of a spectrum or a scale than others. If you had to put your life in a percentage, 100% meaning it was lived to its fullest and zero not at all, what would you give it? For me, and I think for most people, I think that number actually falls below 50%. And I'm saying this as a 22-year-old, but it's like if I go back to my youth, specifically my teenage years, I feel like there were a lot of opportunities to meet new people and try new experiences while it was still okay to be young and to fail, maybe fall in love, like do all of these things. And I caught myself just in my room in the dark, just like thinking, listening to music, reading a book, which although those aren't necessarily bad things, it wasn't done in moderation. And everyone's going to have their own version of this. I'm sure you as a viewer right now are thinking about all the times in your life where you wasted time. But I think a bigger issue here is that there are so many people that don't even have the chance to pursue what they're passionate about simply because they're caught up in some sort of job that they're not interested in. Or, you know, they're so behind on their bills, or they have all these responsibilities that the idea that there could be an optimal life is really a fairy tale. And this is a really unfortunate reality. The quietest regret isn't failure, it's hesitation. Right? Failing hurts, but knowing that you could have been and you could have tried, but you didn't, that just lingers. The real pain is not necessarily losing, it's watching yourself shrink. As Nietzsche said, I can think of no greater life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and impossible. There are videos of, you know, people that will go to, you know, one of those like caretaking houses or whatever for old people. And they'll ask them, they'll say like, what was your biggest regret? And you'll hardly ever hear a regret that had to do something along the lines of, oh, I wish that I didn't do this. It was more, I wish I did do this. And the other biggest regret was, oh, I wish I didn't care so much about work. I wish I cared more about people and the relationships in my life. I'm so thankful that information like this can be passed down to me at this age. I feel like when our grandparents or even parents were our age, they didn't have access to that because of social media. And so that people couldn't really grasp this concept. And I think even now, even though we know it, you don't fully grasp it. It's like the idea that we're going to die one day. Like we all know it, but none of us fully grasp it. It just seems like we're all playing small. And one sentiment in our society that I really hate is when people say like, oh, it's okay that you haven't done this, this, and this. I understand why they're doing it. It's not coming from a place of harm. It's really to encourage people to be like, oh, you know, you're not behind. But this same thought process is dangerous because it basically allows you to stay in your comfort zone and to not pursue things and to still live under this ideology of, oh, I'm fine where I'm at. No, you could be great. I'm 22 years old. There's an Olympian. Her name is Alyssa Liu. If you guys have heard of her, she's like, there's a lot of, you know, stuff about her in the media, but she's won, what is it, like 6 medals in the Olympics at 22. She's also studying like astrophysics or something crazy at Stanford, I think. And like she's been on the cover of Vogue. Like she's just checking all these boxes. And although, yeah, like you don't want to compare yourself to all that, it just shows you that there really is no age to being exceptional at things. People are from a really young age now really hitting high levels of success, and that's the beauty of the world that we live in now. So it hurts to know that you're not matching up to what you know you could do. Plato talks about you know, there's like 2 forms. There's the ideal form, and then there's what is it, like substance? I forgot what he calls like the regular world. So basically imagine it like you're making cookies. So you have, you know, a cookie cutter. And that cookie cutter is the ideal version of something. But then you actually go and you put like use the cookie cutter to shape out the cookie, and then when it goes in the oven, it has like cracks or it's not perfect. And so I think the one of the tragedies of life is that you always know that like you have that cookie cutter idea in your head where it's perfect, but then after application, it's not the same. And or you just have an idea of like making the cookies and you never even start to make them. You know what I mean? It truly does like linger and bite at you in the back of your mind. My biggest thing for me, like personally, maybe you guys don't relate to this, is I just pretty much lack a social life completely. I sit in this basement all day. Really get tired of even talking about it because I know you guys have heard it in every one of my videos. But one thing that really like in the back of my mind, I'm just like, dang, I wish I had a social life. But then I'm also let down when I try to go out and make friends with people. So it's just, I don't know. Potential to me isn't necessarily specific to achievements. It's also about your ideal life that you want to live. Like, do you want to fall in love? Well, of course I want to fall in love. I want to have a family. Like that to me falls in the category of potential. It's not just, oh, how much money are you going to make? Are you going to be able to build a business? Are you going to be able to impact all these other people's lives through this? Whatever. It's literally just whatever potential equals your ideal life and your ability to achieve said life. And when I think about it, potential really is a responsibility. Having talent, intelligence, discipline, even vision, it's not really neutral, okay? If you don't use it, it turns against you. Unused potential almost always turns into guilt. It becomes anxiety. It becomes a quiet self-hatred that you almost never can get over. Like people who never tapped into their potential, they'll on their deathbed still have guilt about it because maybe that opportunity only showed up once ever, and then you're just thinking back, oh my gosh, like imagine my life if that would have hit. The slow decay of it's like a slow decay of self-respect. So every time that you break a promise to yourself, you trust yourself less and less. Every time that you say tomorrow and then you don't do that, your identity weakens. Eventually, you're going to stop believing your own words. That's just how it works. And that's when the real damage starts. This is like one thing I've realized is like when you tell yourself you're going to do something, you have to follow through on it like 95% of the time. Otherwise, it's just going to completely drop off your brain's own trust with itself. Like you're not going to hold yourself to a higher standard ever if your words mean nothing. Comfort is the drug. Comfort essentially convinces you that you have time. It tells you that you're still young and you can start later. But potential has an expiration date, right? Muscles atrophy. Courage is going to fade. Hunger dies. Youth is only there for so long. You're missing your chance. And think about it like this, like there is an optimal moment, and if you don't seize that optimal moment, no matter what you do in any other moment, it can never, even if your effort is more, it can never match what you could have been in that optimal moment. So it really is something that is restricted in time. It has an expiration date, right? You become a spectator of your own life, essentially. Watching other people build, move, risk, evolve, knowing deep down that you could have done the same, but instead you're staying stuck in analysis. You're staying stuck through distractions or fear, whatever it is. That's really a special type. That's a special kind of suffering. You'll have an identity split. There's who you are, and then there's who you could be, and this tears at you. There's a sort of, I'll phrase it this way. The wider the gap between these 2 points, like who you are and who you could be, the more restless you will feel. That gap in and of itself is just pain. That's all it is. And the only, like, this is sometimes why I say, like, it would be nice to just be blissfully ignorant about things, like, just to not be really, like, deeply conscious, because then it's like you don't have any sort of obligation. have you guys? I haven't even seen the movie. What's that Timothy Chalamet movie? Marty Supreme. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen a lot of clips and I know what it's about. There's just one clip in that movie where Timothy Chalamet like turns to this girl and he's like, "Listen, I was born with a talent in a goal that I need to achieve," and he's like, "That's not a good thing. That means I have an obligation to see it through no matter what." And he's like, "You just don't have that," and like. Yeah, it was super like narcissistic and like off-putting or whatever, but there is kind of like a little bit of truth to that in the sense that if you feel like you have this great potential within you and you're not like living up to it, that it's essentially an obligation that is not being met, which hurts. Betraying your potential becomes self-abandonment. It's not about money or fame at all. It's about honoring your own capacity. So when you ignore it, you abandon yourself, and nothing hurts more than that. The fix to this is actually, it's brutally simple. Do the thing. Keep the promise. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to your brain. You got to move even when you don't feel like it. Guys, when I'm recording this, I wish I could, wait, actually I can show you. It is currently 4:23 in the morning. I have been working since I got up today, literally. The only break I took was to eat and go to the gym. That's it. It's 4:23. I wanted to go to bed 3 hours ago. Okay? Probably longer. It's like I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to do it. I just do it anyways because I'm like actually trying. The past 5 months have been the 5 months of my life that I've actually given something a solid effort that I can say, and it's completely changed my life. Can you say the same? Can you say you've ever tried? I'm not saying that in a way to like feel better about myself, but I'm like, if you can't, then just try. Give it like 3 months of just like honest, dedicated, intentional effort every day and see where you go. If you want to be an actor, sign up for an acting class. How do you expect to get an agent if you don't do it? These things, they're kind of so obvious that we overlook them, that we don't realize that it's just like we convince ourselves that what's holding us back is the fact that we don't know what to do, but the reality is that we're scared or or we care about the opinions of others, whatever it is. But yeah, just move when you don't feel like it. Just do the thing. Self-respect will be built through action, not motivation. The idea of motivation is just ludicrous. The real fear, it's the scariest outcome is not failure. It's becoming 40, 50, 60, and then realizing that you lived, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, 60% of your potential the entire time. That's probably most people. Imagine that. Imagine you're no longer as able and capable as you are now. You look back and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even do anything. That would be a tragedy. Thank you guys for watching.